Hello everyone, I'm Shanda Gallego in for Donna Bush with your CIGTV News Brief and weather forecast on this Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, Premier Honourable Wayne Panton over the weekend expressed condolences on the passing of a patient at the Cayman Islands Hospital who was COVID positive.
Sadly, the patient had pre-existing health conditions with recurring hospital admissions over the past year. He was most recently admitted on 11th November with health issues unrelated to COVID-19. His case was reported in the daily COVID-19 figures as one of the patients in the critical care unit on Friday, 12th November. He was unvaccinated against COVID-19. Regardless of the circumstances, this is a day that none of us wish to become a reality. Truthfully, there's nothing that can sufficiently prepare a family for the death of a loved one. On behalf of my wife Jane, my family, as well as the government and people of the Cayman Islands, I wish to offer my sincere condolences to the family and friends of this beloved member of our community who has left us.
Premier Panton also noted the importance of following COVID-19 prevention measures, including vaccination, using lateral flow tests, mask wearing, social distancing, and following public health regulations. For the full message from the Premier, you can check out our YouTube channel. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's Remembrance Sunday observance on November 14th took the form of private wreath-laying ceremonies on Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac without the usual contingents on parade. A total of 49 wreaths were laid at memorial sites on both islands in honor of those who died in military action. Wearing their symbolic poppies with pride, Veterans and Seafarers Association members in attendance included those who served in World War II. There was also representation from contingent heads from the uniformed services, including Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, Cayman Islands Regiment, Cayman Islands Coast Guard, Cayman Islands Fire Service, and Her Majesty's Cayman Islands Prison Service. Other participants were the Girls Brigade, Boy Scouts, Cadet, Pathfinders, and the Lions Club of Grand Cayman and Tropical Gardens. Meanwhile, in the UK, Cayman Islands representative Dr. Tasha Ibais Garcia attended the National Service of Remembrance at the Cenotaph in Whitehall, London. After the news tonight, we will bring you a brief interview with Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee about the work that is being done to prepare the healthcare sector ahead of reopening this Saturday.
With a pandemic burning right across the world and now affecting us throughout the Cayman Islands, the aspects relating to healthcare touch every single part of our lives, whether it's going to the supermarket, queuing for the bank. We've all been there, we've all understood that. So, as the Chief Medical Officer, it's been very important for me to try and guide and advise all the different aspects of people's lives as it relates to trying to keep them safe. Not only that, but at the same time, there's the issue of making sure that the hospitals are properly prepared, doctors, nurses, all the healthcare workers have the right information, the right training. And also to make sure that we're able to test and detect and manage accordingly any of the infections that arise. So it's been a very large portfolio of work, and it's certainly been one of teamwork, not one where any one individual is doing the lion's share, but very much one of teamwork with some people at the top, necessarily people like myself, other senior members of the civil service guiding the process as we move forward.
Dr. Lee says that the feedback that he's received from the public throughout the process makes it worthwhile.
I think probably my most inspiring moments have been the thanks from the members of the public. Just as I mentioned that I like to help people, that's why I've come into this role. It's very much having some feedback, and there's no more important feedback than coming from a stranger you've never met, coming up to you and saying, Dr. Lee, you don't know me, but thank you very much for what you've done. Those instances have meant more to me than you'll think. I probably look like I've given a fairly bland response to you, but I've really taken those messages in. And it's not necessarily from people who are, coming up and talking to me in the supermarket or in the bank or something. It's also people driving down in their builder's trucks, giving me a toot on the horns and waving their arms out the air and saying, "Well done, Dr. Lee." I mean, all of these things have really made my life very rewarding, and I thank you for those.
In our final story, the Department of Environment has shared with CIGTV a behind-the-scenes video of the work that is being done by its team members and volunteers every turtle nesting season to ensure that newly hatched turtles are being able to safely find the water. We invite you to sit back, relax, and learn why these efforts are so important to our environment.
I'm Joseph Roche. I'm one of the visiting scientists. I come on island just for the turtle nesting season, and I come here to look after the turtles, collect data on them, and find out what's happening with Cayman Islands population. Today we are here to excavate a nest. We do this primarily for two reasons. The first one, we try to get to the nest closely after it's hatched, just in case there's any hatchlings that are trapped under roots, trapped under rocks, and so that way we save them. But it's important that this is left only to us professionals. For her. There we go. A bit sandy, but quite feisty, as you can see. Secondly, we dig up the nest, we're counting what's hatched, what hasn't hatched, at what stages things are. This gives us a really important view onto what's happening with the Cayman Islands turtle population. And we can see problems with the population in what's happening with the nests. Happy to announce things are looking good.
This is a hatched egg. So you can see that the hatchling has come out and it's all pretty much one egg. So you can see he's poked his little nose out of there. And we count the hatched eggs and the unhatched eggs to see what our success rate is for the nest. I'm Lori Lamb and I'm the volunteer coordinator. We have 54 volunteers on Grand Cayman, and they walk the beaches, particularly 7 Mile Beach, 7 days a week during turtle season. And they report where the activities are, and the survey team will go out and identify the nests. So the volunteers we have, this program would never run without the volunteers. It's really great. Last night we had a misorientation at one of the properties on 7 Mile Beach, and the security guard, the night security guard, spotted it happening, gathered all the turtles, saved 100 turtles, and put them into the water last night. So without him, by the time somebody had seen it and called us and us got there, the turtles can be everywhere. They're really fast, right? So it was a light that misoriented them, and he saw them right away, gathered them all up, and this isn't the first time that's happened.
My manager told me this week the turtle baby is hatching, so that's why I gonna check always on my round. So I saw and I called the manager and she helped me, and we collect the on bucket and we release on the ocean.
When baby turtles emerge from their nest at night, they go towards the brightest light they can see. And typically on a natural beach, this would be the moon and the stars reflecting on the ocean surface. But with development, it tends to be the artificial lights from buildings or street lights, and these lure the turtles away from the sea and towards the artificial lighting, where they can die from dehydration, exhaustion, they can become trapped or injured. We've had an incident where the property turned their lights off, but accidentally one light was left on, and this one lone light was enough to cause almost 100 baby turtles to go away from the ocean and towards the artificial light on the beach. So if you are on a nesting beach, we would encourage you to retrofit your current lighting to turtle-friendly lighting. So you can always call the Department of Environment. We are really happy to help with this, and we can point you in the right direction.
And that's really how, a turtle conservation program has to go. The local community needs to be a part of it.
Turning now to today's forecast. There will be partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. Our temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be east to northeast, 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. You've got moderate to fresh winds with moderate seas for the next 24 hours as a stationary front over western Cuba weakens. Satellite images show scattered showers and clouds and some thunder southwest of Grand Cayman. A reminder that you can find the latest on local weather conditions online at weather.gov.ky or simply download their app on your mobile device, CINWS. And that's it for today's news brief here on CIG Television. I'm Shanda Gallego, inviting you to join us here again tomorrow. Until then, have a great night.